Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's so good to be with you guys.
On this fine, freezing cold.
Oh, no, 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 no. We can't have that. No cold, no cold. I'm tired of cold already. I am tired of the cold already. It's been one day and we were 39 when I woke up. And I was like, oh, no, no, we're not having this right now. Well, this is your captain speaking. And you have been flying on this flight for quite some time. But I have to tell you that we are not going to be descending today. We're going to continue to fly and hover for the next few days as we have too much fog in the air that has caused people to feel like they're getting sick. And we can't land because there's too much ice on the runway. And from what I understand, people are running over people also. So we just think we're going to keep it up here and keep it a little bit safe.
So, put on your seatbelt because this is going to be probably a bumpy ride. And go about your business. And any announcements that need to be made, the captain will chime in and let us know when we're about to hit some turbulence. If we hit turbulence, which is a good possibility on this flight. And we do hope to be landing sometime in the near future.
So sit back and relax. Here we go.
Here we go.
So what do you think, Linda, about New Orleans for New Year's?
I think it's horrible. And as with everything, the truth is coming out. He was down there 2 times before, figuring things out, scoping things out. I think it's deplorable. I'm sorry, but if you want to commit suicide, take your own life. Seek help so you don't do it. We don't want to see anybody do that.
It's been
If you're hell bent on it, why are you going to take other people out with you? Those are innocent people. Those are people you've never met. Why do they deserve that? Nobody deserves that. To die at the hands of somebody else, any way, shape, or form, which we will get into later on.
Well, don't you feel like, all right, so here's the thing. From what I've been reading, he joined ISIS in March of last year. And then in his letter that he left, his suicide letter, he told his family that he wasn't willing to leave them here either. Don't think I was willing to leave you.
Well, I mean, that can be taken 2 ways. That can be taken that he was forced into this, or that could be taken that he wanted to take them with him.
This is true. This is true. But you know what else I found really interesting is the man had, when they went to his house, to his apartment and checked it out, he had his air conditioner running and a small smoldering fire going in the pantry. So he was planning on blowing up that house he rented also. They just found it before.
Or at least catching fire onto
Right.
others.
Right. This is all about jihad for them. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to say. But, and then you got, which was gonna come out, the other bomber in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
which they were in the same company at the same military base.
Yep. At the same time.
the odds of two people committing suicide within hours of each other, one by blowing up and one by getting shot to death, I don't call that a coincidence.
Speaking of suicide, what about the assistant attorney general in Louisiana that committed suicide? Also the same day.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yep. They're
You
not
going
talking
out
about
on me,
that.
Connie?
They weren't talking about it. I just heard about it just a few minutes ago. And I was like, wait a minute. The assistant attorney general in Louisiana committed suicide the same day this truck went through. And what was his name?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? Let me look it up for you. Assistant attorney.
Coincidence? Probably not.
Oh, I don't think so.
You know, there was a lot of stuff going on. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, the day after. We also had that guy, I don't know his name, that pushed somebody else in front of a subway in New York.
You know, that guy just got on TV just not too long ago, just today, in fact, right? And said that he has made the subways so much more
The mayor.
safer. It's so Adams. It's so much safer now. Safer than what?
It's safer than it was a year or two ago, which is what they're saying. I don't know. You know, the media has a habit of reporting bad stuff. They don't like to report good stuff because that would make people feel good.
Okay. It says Assistant District Attorney of the Orleans Parish District Attorney's Office has died by an apparent suicide, sources have confirmed. His name was Ian Kirstein. According to the New Orleans Police Department major offense log, a brief document outlining overnight crimes and sent to media outlets, the incident was reported as a suicide Saturday at 9 p.m. You know what, Linda? Isn't usually your Jewish people, not trying to be, but aren't they usually Ians?
Usually what?
And don't they usually name their children Ian? Isn't Ian a Jewish? Kirstein? Is Kirstein?
It might be. Ian, that can also be
Irish, right?
Swedish, Netherlands, that region up there. I can't remember what they call it. But that region up there has Ians.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking, can you imagine? Think about this for a second. If he was Muslim and ISIS and all this stuff going on over there in Israel, did he do that to the assistant attorney general before he did what he did? I mean, this is all theory, guys. This is my theory. It ain't nobody else.
Not if he did it on Saturday. That leads me to believe that he knew something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's my theory.
Right.
And my thoughts is that if he, when they started investigating, maybe he didn't realize that they would, being an assistant attorney general, you would think you would know these things, but maybe he didn't think that they would get so deep so quick. And, let's be realistic. If by some chance the two are
right, like all the rest of them,
I don't think we'll ever know.
No, because dead men don't talk.
I don't know, but I do know this much. Jewish people really don't commit suicide that much.
See, that's my thing. And why would, and he wasn't very old. I want to say he was in his 20s or something.
From my knowledge of
Um,
the Jewish community and the Jewish religion, they, I mean, they don't get tattoos. Hi, Donna. They don't get tattoos.
yeah, no.
They
He was
don't do any.
34. All right. He was 34. Come on, Linda. He was 34. Why would somebody 34 years old want to commit suicide if they were assistant DA and have the cushy job? I mean, it may not be that cushy, but it was cushy enough at 34 years old that you had no reason to.
That's a huge accomplishment at that age.
Hello, Donna. That's why we have not landed due to your 8+ inches of snow and ice on the runway and people running over people in New Orleans. We're going to keep it up here where it's safe.
The assistant DA or assistant attorney general of Louisiana committed suicide.
Yeah, apparently,
Saturday.
he was found from self-inflicting wounds. His name was Ian Kirsting, and I'm like, he's 34 years old. He's got a really good job. Kind of funny that he just happens to this happen right about the time that this guy who is Muslim and joined ISIS in March did his little trick in Louisiana. And come on, all of this stuff is all linked together. If y'all don't believe it, it's the truth, man. I'm telling you, it's truth.
Like I said, we probably will never know. I hope that there's enough people that are awake, not woke, awake.
Right.
They've been seeing the writing on the wall and what's been happening, and hence that's why we have the election the way we did.
Right.
And let's just hope that they are truthful about all of this. We have a right to know.
Did you see the interview with his brother?
No, I did not. I saw a smidgen of it, but that was it.
He said, I'm shocked. We would have never known. And I thought, well, wait a minute. You knew he joined ISIS in March, right?
Did they know?
Well, he did. His brother knew. But he said he joined ISIS, but he went to Egypt. He spent some time in Egypt in March.
Okay. My question is this. How do you go from being in the United States military to joining ISIS? Can somebody answer that for me? How do you do that?
Well, there's some smooth talkers. Apparently, something's going on there because I can't imagine. I just can't imagine how you can all of a sudden be. And he was born in the United States. So he was, it's like you're going to go against your country because somebody from another country told you to do it. Because you're. This is why they say that the United States citizens are retarded right there. That's but. Right. Okay, so now I'm going to throw out another thing for you to think about. Now, this is just my own mind thinking, I got kind of a crazy mind. And I'm gonna throw this out there at you and we'll see what y'all think. So Elon Musk has made this chip, right, for the brain to help people learn how to walk that are paralyzed and that kind of thing. Neuralink or whatever it's called. Can that chip be hacked?
Anything can be hacked.
Okay. So do some of these people have that chip in their brain and they're being hacked? I mean, it's just a thought. Could it happen? I don't know. I don't know. It's worth doing a deep dive on because I think any chip can be. I mean, okay, think about this. If Elon Musk is selling you a Tesla and you don't make your payment, they can not only stop the car where it's at, but they can have it drive itself home.
Right.
Not to the dealership. Now, if you can get a car that's going to do that, can a chip be hacked? And are they doing that? And how many of those are out there? Because I know everybody was talking it could be MK Ultra. Okay, it could be. It could be. And then all of a sudden my mind started thinking about that chip. Could it be?
I just think it's really weird how, let's say, we'll give it 5 to 10 years ago, how when we heard about the suicide bombers, how crazy we thought that was.
Right.
And now here it is in our country.
Right.
And it was in a third world country or countries.
Right. Well, we sure never, other than, remember that, wasn't it a few years ago where somebody drove a car? He was crazy too, but I don't know what his problem was, but he drove his car into a festival too. Remember that time?
It was a parade.
It was a parade.
A parade for something. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been several. And now they're saying it's copycat because look at what happened in Germany before Christmas.
Oh, well, okay, so here's the thing. They're not only going to take your guns, but pretty soon they're going to take your cars too, because they can be deadly weapons.
Well, I mean, at what point? I mean, and then what are they going to do with the computers? Are they going to tap into everybody's computer? That, I mean, maybe they should. Maybe if you are stupid enough to tap in ISIS or, something like that, maybe it should be a red flag that goes off.
Well, but that's where it comes into invasion of privacy, because I don't want them checking in on me and I'm not doing nothing or looking.
Well, I understand that. But if you're not doing anything wrong, would you have a problem with them knocking on your door saying, hey, why are you looking into this? Excuse me.
Right. Or you know what? Why didn't the brother and all those guys go over there and say, my brother's looking into being part of ISIS?
Right. I mean, it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all to me.
Benny hears you.
Aw, Benny. If my brother were to join ISIS and I knew it, my first phone call would be to the FBI.
Yeah, something's gone on with him. Something's gone awry.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. Because like I said, how do you go from being in the United States military to something like that?
You don't.
And where in your realm is it okay that you just take out 14 people and hurt 30 others?
For what? Jihad? This is what I don't understand about the Muslim religion, because they believe that just because we're Christians that they're supposed to take you out. That doesn't tell me that's not Christian like, and that's not there isn't anything
Well, and that's just like
sacred or
not
anything
only
holy
not
about that.
only Christians, but that's just like the Jewish. All the Jews need to die. What?
Just because you don't like them?
Just
Because
because
you don't like that?
somebody
Yeah, that's a
because
Hitler thing.
somebody 2,000 years ago said that, we don't like Jews, so they need to die.
No,
That
no,
makes no sense at all to me.
no.
You're going to wipe out or try to wipe out a whole religion and nationality and whatever else they call it. I'm not real versed in it, so excuse my stupidity.
No, you know,
But you're going to try to take out a whole culture of people because 2,000 years ago, I mean, for all we know, it could have been something as stupid as a Jewish person might have got the last loaf of bread, and that was it.
you
It's
don't,
like,
you
okay,
don't,
everybody, we
Right.
got to kill the Jews.
No, you're right. You're right. You know, when I was a little tiny girl, like about 4 or 5, my first song that I learned was that red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. He
Mhm.
loves everybody. And who are you to play God? I don't care what religion you are.
Right. Or
You don't have that
nationality.
power. Right. You don't have that power. And those people were innocent walking
Right.
along there. But you know, I'm going to tell you another thing that was kind of odd. So, Lazodica, which is Ray-Ban, has those glasses, and he was wearing those Ray-Ban glasses that are made with Meta,
Yeah.
and they had cameras on them so that he could ride his back and scope out the whole area.
Right. But we can't blame Ray-Ban.
No,
Google has them, and then there's
You're right,
knockoffs
you're right.
too.
But my thing is, he was scoping out the whole area
Oh
before,
yeah.
weeks in advance.
Well, yeah.
All right, so
And before he even drove the car or the truck, he walked through the city.
He did.
Dumping his coolers.
He did. Oh no, that was at night.
That's
That
what I'm
was that
saying.
night.
That's what
On
I'm
New Year's
saying.
night, he was dropping his coolers off
Right.
before he drove them.
He walked through the city.
Oh yeah, to
dropping
figure
his
out
coolers,
where he was going to drop them off at.
and then decided, thank the good Lord that
Mhm.
those coolers didn't go off.
And people moved them. They were in their way, so they just moved them out of the way. It's a
Well,
good thing none of them went off.
I'll tell you what, the people that were by those coolers, they had God watching over them.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying God wasn't watching over the ones that got hurt.
No,
or killed.
no.
That's
but
not what I'm saying at all. But God was watching over those people that were by those coolers. That's for sure.
or the neighbors where he was going to burn the house down. And then I mentioned just a little bit about Tesla being able to call their car back. Well, why didn't they call that one back that blew up in front of Trump Tower?
Well, he rented it and then he drove it and boom. They didn't know what he was doing.
It was insanity. The whole thing was insanity.
Well,
And then the guy that drove his plane, flew his plane into the furniture factory.
Who?
That happened too, just that next day. They haven't figured out who he was. He drove it, he flew it right in. It was in California, flew it right into a furniture factory.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
2025, is that really? Yeah.
Is this where we're going to go? Just start off with a bunch of attacks? Well, maybe because we got enough people here, we don't know what the heck. Let me see. Crash in Florida. Hang on, I'll tell you what it was. Furniture.
Right, Donna. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
California plane crash, 2 dead, 20 injured after aircraft hits. It was Southern California on Thursday.
So the second.
Yeah, and he flew right into a small plane, crashed into a furniture warehouse. Now, of course, they're not telling us who that was or what that was.
Well,
Or
they
was
didn't tell us for a whole day or so of who drove the car. You know,
they're looking up, they're checking out that mosque, by the way, Donna. They're doing a deep dive on that mosque because they're saying, well, you know what? The cats out front are driving my dogs crazy. And you know what? Those kittens, I looked out my window and those kittens were hanging on my screen.
oh boy.
One of them was looking in. And I thought, oh no, we're not going there. Get your butt off of my screen.
They'll tear those screens up.
Well, he better stop my screen. He was looking in. He wouldn't know what I was doing, nosy thing. That's the first cat ever done that. So, you know, then that happened, and then we had a shooting at a mall that same day, Thursday, and then we had, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have thousands of sales. There was somebody that said, there was a lady that was ex-military, worked for the CIA, and she said that there was something that had happened. It was a terrorist attack of some sort at a base, and they brought her in, and the CIA had been looking at it for 2 weeks, and they brought her in, and in 3 hours she looked at him and said, this is Taliban stuff, and if you think that we don't have a bunch of cells here, you're crazy.
Right.
They're here, and if it isn't them, it's a bunch of crazy gang members, and if it ain't them, it's a bunch of crazy inmates.
Venezuelans.
It's everything. I mean,
I hate to depict just one, you know.
No,
but
it's a bunch of different things.
The Venezuelans have, between the Venezuelans and the Muslims and the ISIS, they've really put a bad name for their people. They really have.
Yeah.
I mean,
we don't have anybody from the Congo doing anything that I know of yet.
Yet.
Or actually, we haven't heard of any Asians. And they said there was a lot of Chinese that were coming over too. So, of course, they're probably doing something else.
Well, if I have to guess, they're just going to hack into our stuff and steal everything over the internet. That would be my guess.
Yes. That's what they're probably the technical part of all of it.
There you go.
And you know, y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, sure as I'm sitting here with every dream I've had in the world, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to be chaotic, major chaotic when they do the roundup.
Oh, for sure.
Because you know what? Let me tell you something. If you just got out of prison in one of the worst prisons in the world, oh, they were the drone people. Well, there you go. There you go. If you just got out of prison, one of the worst prisons, because they say Venezuela's got the worst prison in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. And you just got released from there, and you got over here, and you got to take over and not had any money, and you got to take over an apartment building, and people were paying you, and would you want to leave?
Oh no.
What do you got to go back to?
Right.
What do you got to lose?
Right. And for some reason, they seem to think that the American people are terrified of them.
I think some of them are.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, because we don't live like that.
Right. Some of them are absolutely terrified of them. I can't say that I'm not, but I'm not in an area where they are. But I know that I would have my gun loaded and cocked at all times if I was in that area.
See, now, isn't that sad? We have to live like that. We don't live like that. That's not the American way, that we have to worry about who's going to come knocking on our door.
Or not even knocking. just busting through.
And just say,
Saying, hey, we're
and
taking it.
this is my house, and you can just pay me the rent. So don't pay anybody else. Just pay me the rent.
Right.
And you're who? Benny? Benny. You know.
Hey, you know what? I have to break this up for a second. I have to tell you, yesterday we had Ellie Mae's birthday party.
Just one second. What?
I got a cute joke for everybody. I'll wait for Connie to come back because I'm sure she'll get a kick out of this one.
Here, go.
Okay, I got a cute joke for you.
They're barking at me.
I got a cute joke for you, and with you having Benny, this reminded me of it. Yesterday at Ellie Mae's birthday party, we were sitting eating dinner, and my older son, they had the football game on, you know, and we were watching TV while we ate. And my older son says, what do you think if a guy named Benny owned the Jets?
That is funny. You know what? And that's actually how he got his name. That really is how he got his name. He goes, I'm going to name him Benny, you know, like Benny and the Jets. I said, Benny the Jets was a fighter, and this is no bigger than popcorn fire.
Right.
Well, there you go. That's what, that's what.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
how
he got a good laugh over that one.
That is funny.
You know, and it's like, oh, Benny owns the Jets.
Benny owns the Jets. It's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening, and P. Diddy, I wonder how he had himself a good time for New Year's. Think he rang it in good?
I don't know. He must have just had a blast. No white parties for him.
I got a funny feeling that there's a whole lot of people above old P. Diddy, and I think he's getting ready to take the fall. I think they just found somebody that was willing to do it and thought that he was above the law.
Yeah, but I can't see him taking the fall. I can't see his personality being the kind of person that would take the fall.
He's not going to do it on purpose.
He gets Epst.
Well, he might. This could happen too. That could happen. He could get Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah. How about Trudeau?
Oh, you know what? That's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up because I had that on my list. I'd have forgotten.
Right.
So we were talking, I was in a group listening about that, and some of the Canadian people were in there, and they said, oh yeah, now he's going to get out. Now he's totally destroyed us. And I thought,
it's not funny, but
welcome
to our world.
Welcome to our life here. And
right.
And they said, well, he's going to be in until May because it's going to take that long to be able to have a run an election to get him out. And I thought, okay, wait a minute. He's just basically a henchman for King Charles.
What were you watching? Because I heard on our news that he was stepping down immediately and there was going to be a replacement until they could have an election, which has to take place before October.
Okay. It was that free agenda. And they said, no, he said he was going to stay in place until they could run the election. And there's a man that is on, they call it the Conservative Party. And he said, get him out now. Let's run this election right now. I'm ready to run this election. Yeah, I heard a couple different things that either he was going to stay in or some other person, but he said his comment was the reason he was going to step down was because he couldn't deal with the internal fighting. He couldn't run his country and have an internal fighting because they don't like you.
Right.
Not even your party likes you.
Right. I wish our presidents had brains like that to step down.
Our president, no, it didn't know he was president. Come on, come on. Poor guy. Speaking of that, did you see all the people he gave medals to?
Yeah.
George Soros got a medal for what? Being an asshole? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Hillary Clinton got a medal for being a bitch, so anything goes.
Well, let's see. Hillary Clinton got an award, got a medal for. I'm not sure what she did. Bono got one. Didn't Bono? No, Magic Johnson got one.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, he got one for I'm not sure what. And didn't Bono get one?
I don't know. I know Michael J. Fox got one.
Okay, now I kind of understand that one.
I think it's because of all the work he's done for Parkinson's. That I can understand.
That one I understand.
I get.
That one I understand.
If anything, I think Shaq should have got one before Magic Johnson.
Yeah, and you should have seen him have to almost get on his knees so that Biden could put the medal around his neck. Fox is okay. Yeah, I'm with you on Fox. But I don't understand George Soros at all. And I don't understand Hillary Clinton. I don't know what they did.
I don't either.
And then I didn't understand Mitt Romney's dad because he started Mormonism. How about that one?
Mormons?
Yeah.
Mormons are crazy.
But he got an award for his dad doing that. And Mitt Romney was the one that took it for him. Accepted the award for him. And I was like,
Soros' son accepted the award for him. They can't come out in public, or
I don't think George can. Yeah, it must have been money because I couldn't understand a bunch of them there. And there were some people I'd never even heard of. Oh, you know who another one was? Ralph Lauren. I didn't even know he was still alive.
My cousin is his head CPA.
Okay, well he got the Freedom Award.
Yeah, my cousin is his head CPA. When my cousin started working there, his headquarters was in Switzerland. And my cousin went and he lived there for 6 months to a year straightening out his books.
Okay, so he's not from the United States?
Ralph Lauren?
Uh-huh.
No.
Here we go. So let's give him the Freedom Award. Oh, you know what?
He might be a citizen now.
Michael J. Fox is from Canada, but isn't Magic Johnson from the United States? And we all know Hillary is. She's from the United States. Hillary is.
Well.
She's going to need the Freedom Award.
But she's from down south, isn't she?
She's from Bentonville, isn't she?
Arkansas.
I think so. I think that's where she's from.
I don't know.
She must.
You hear so much about Southern people, and I don't want to categorize people, but we do it all the time.
Well, no, I just got to thinking about it. I thought, okay, well, so most they're all Mars or lizard folk. Well, there you go. I was like, maybe they all are from somewhere else.
Maybe.
I know George is. And Michael is. And Ralph is. Oh, but Mitt Romney's not. His dad's not. He's been over there in Utah forever.
Yeah.
She probably is from Illinois. I know but he ran Bentonville, Arkansas. He was
right.
Oh, he tore up Arkansas pretty good. So, there you go, y'all. Look at all, and we had 7 attacks since first of the year. I was trying to count them. We had the one at the mall. Oh, and then we had the guy that was driving the truck, the semi truck. It was in North Carolina or South Carolina that he had the whole highway. Remember? He had the whole highway. He was driving a semi truck and he was of Middle Eastern descent.
Oh, yeah. With the frozen chickens.
And he said, the cop pulled him over and he said, what are you hauling? And he said, I got a bomb. Well, you know what? The cops didn't think that was too funny.
No.
And
it's not something you play with.
No, and especially for I mean, I hate to be saying that, but, you know, that's. And then he turned around and he said, they stopped him and they said, well, cleared off the highway, shut the highway down for I don't know how long to find out that he was hauling frozen chickens. That ain't no joke. That ain't no joke.
You know, that is one thing. You know, I know we have a lot of jokes about police officers.
Oh, well, there you go. Hillary was born in Chicago.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of jokes.
With Obama. Oh, no, he was in Hawaii.
You know, about the police officers and stuff. And we had a police officer killed over the weekend with a hit and run.
Well, did you say the police officers? What did you say about the police officers in Louisiana?
Oh, I saw one of the videos of when that all transpired. One of the videos that they showed, and I don't remember. I wish I could tell you guys where I saw it. I don't remember if it was our regular news or if it was Newsmax or some news outlet. But there was like 10 to 15 police officers standing on the corner of one of the streets in New Orleans. And they were all standing there talking, and all of a sudden they all started running. So they were, you know, I don't like calling out, but, you know, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Did they run the opposite direction?
That might be possible too. I don't know.
You know, y'all, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So we're starting 2025 with a real bang.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
I mean, no joke. But I'm going to say this. I was so happy today that everything was certified.
And on Friday.
Nothing happened. Nobody objected. Nobody started any chaos. It has been, at this point in time, a very peaceful transition.
Right.
Until they sentence him on the 10th so that they can put that he's a felon over his head. I think
we'll see what happens.
He can appeal that later, just not right now.
He can appeal it. He can pardon himself, whatever.
Well, that would look a little shady because look at what I think about Biden pardoning old Hunter.
Right. Well, hi, KMM.
Hey, KMM, it's okay. I'm just glad you got on the plane. I'm glad you woke up.
He's certainly not going to get any sentence, any prison time. That's for sure.
No, they just want the title put on him.
Right.
You know, I've heard so many things recently. By the way, we mentioned it last time we were on, and I'm gonna mention it again. Clyde's gonna come join us once a week on one night. I haven't tied him down to what it's gonna be.
When is he gonna start that? Is he gonna join us for the inauguration?
No, he'll be at work. You're gonna join us on. When are you joining us on Monday or Tuesdays?
I thought Thursdays.
We're not on Thursday.
Don't get mad at me.
We gave up Thursdays for a little while, Clyde.
I'll do Tuesday.
Because Monday's inauguration, but it's at 12 o'clock, so I guess you won't be here.
No, I'll be working. Somebody's got to work. Oh.
Did
Ouch.
he just say that?
Yeah, he did. Boy, wasn't that one. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, y'all? Oh, you know what? That was
Clyde,
not.
you're in trouble.
You know what? It's gonna be a long, cold night for you tonight. Oh, it's gonna
Get
get
that fireplace cranking. Get some blankets and a pillow.
on the couch.
Puppies.
On the couch.
I got my puppies. It'll get too dark.
Oh no, it ain't because the dogs are sleeping with me.
Okay, that's horrible.
And you know what, K-Mem? I thought about you. It's colder than a well digger's butt over there in Wisconsin right now, isn't it? Oh my God, you are unjust.
It's cold here
horrific.
too. There's no way I could have been out in the cold for 3 hours. I
No,
would literally be in
No.
the hospital.
no. And how much snow did you get? Donna, you're the one that got all the snow.
Yeah,
I
because
know
you know
got
what?
a ton of
It took a dive north. It took
Yeah.
a dive north because we only got traces of snow. We didn't get snow. I mean, they're saying we're not going to get snow possibly until next Monday. I mean, we're going to get flurries and stuff, but we're not supposed to get significant snow until maybe next Monday.
Oh,
We
you
didn't
just
know
got.
snow either.
They didn't get no snow. They just got cold.
Yeah, so did we. But I mean, we're about right where you're at, maybe a little bit lower.
I know Donna got a bunch of it. Look at, she said Travis burnt his goatee while snow blowing the driveway.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's
Well, we're not going to get no snow. Well, they said it might get snow, but I think we're going to get freezing out. Yeah, they said that ours is supposed to start up on Thursday, but I think we're going to get the ice rain. We'll see. I might be on here and say, hey, guess what? We got
We're
snow.
supposed to Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We're supposed to go in the negatives, regular temperature.
I woke up this morning and, y'all, our temperature. I woke up and it was 36 and it said it felt like 29. And I thought, I ain't going outside. I'm not going outside.
You were almost as cold as we were.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got the fireplace going. I'm telling you, start the bonfire. Get it all out, girl. Let's get it right here in the middle of the living room now.
Oh, definitely, most definitely.
I was actually kind of excited to put on a sweater.
Yeah. Well, I'm down here in the dungeon, and it's cold down here. It's in the 50s.
Oh my God, look at -4 on Thursday.
See, they're talking about us being -10 to 11 on Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. I really hope they cancel school.
Yeah.
And I say that because Zeus now walks 2 blocks to school because the time that my son has to be at school, he takes Poseidon with him because it's the same school. So they go in together, and then Poseidon goes in. They let him go into morning care, and my son drops Zeus off at a friend's house, and he's there for like 10-15 minutes before they have to start walking to school. I mean, that comes from a shock from a kid that's been driven to school for 9 years.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question. So we're talking about the hurricanes being man-made. You think this is man-made? Considering that this storm just came through and the second one's gone its way through. And
I don't know.
Following it.
I don't know if it's man-made. I think it's very weird that the way that it's sub-zero, but like only certain pockets are getting snow. Like, did you hear New York, not city, upper state New York is getting slammed. They're getting feet of snow.
Right. And then okay, so you got all the snow happening, and then you've got ice rain. Ice rain. Going right. I mean, you ought to see it. It's great big,
Yeah,
and it's going
yeah.
right across, and
Well,
it looks like it's going right across St. Marion.
They got 9 inches, they got 9 inches of snow in Kentucky.
Come on, guys. And this is the first one.
I don't know. I would
follow.
have to see the snow because my son and I, my younger son and I, Earl, we have a theory about the snow. And we can tell if it's real snow or fake snow. And I'd have to see the snow to know.
Well, what about the fog?
We have not gotten fog.
All right. Well, many people who have gotten fog in different parts of the country have said that they got sick and had flu-like symptoms after being out in it.
Yeah.
And I saw, here's another one, allegedly. So
We don't either.
there was a factory that blew up. Did y'all know about the factory that blew up, the chemical factory that blew up that was an ammonia factory, and all the smoke was billowing in the air and people were getting sick around it? You think that smoke could have gotten up in that fog and traveled along? I mean, I'm just thinking, just like of that chip thing. Who knows?
Anything's possible.
You know?
Anything is possible.
They said they could smell a lot of people said they could smell the chemicals in the fog.
Maybe that's what caused it. I don't know. When was that? When did it blow up?
A week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
Maybe that's what all that fog was.
Right? It got mixed in with the fog. I don't know. I'm telling you guys, I've been looking at that stuff too, and I thought that's crazy.
Maybe it got mixed in with the clouds and it was so heavy it came down to cause the fog. I don't know about science. I'm not going to pretend I do.
Well, pneumonia. There's an ammonia plant. So here's my thing. Came in, did you get sick after you were in the fog? Did it make you have like flu-like symptoms when you were out there? Did you get a sore throat? Because that's what these people are complaining about. I don't know. It's kind of a
Well, at least we didn't hit any severe turbulence tonight.
just a whole lot of turbulent news.
Turbulent news, yes.
A lot of turbulent news,
Got
y'all.
migraines.
Yeah. See?
Mhm.
Migraines. They said some people got, one lady said that she walked outside and was breathing, her throat got so sore she could taste the blood in the back of her throat.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said,
I mean, it's possible before my son got nosebleeds, he would tell me he could smell the blood.
well, and is it possible that they could put that up into the air and make everybody sick? I think so. I mean, if they can make a hurricane,
Well,
they can do
anything's
just about
possible.
anything.
Anything's possible. Who knows?
See, it had to be man-made. Well, they said they felt like that it was from that chemical plant, that ammonia plant. That
I believe it could have been.
and I'm
And they
telling
just
you,
don't want to say anything.
I wonder if I can find it so I can show it to y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Explosion, right? Yeah. Right, yeah.
Oh, that's weird. That's really weird, Donna.
Let me see. How serious? Okay, wait a minute. This was like a long time ago here. They're not showing me recent. 1 year, 4 years, 6 years. This was recent. This was recent. They're not showing it. Holy moly. This was 6 months ago. But they didn't tell us any of this stuff. Okay, it was in Louisville. It was in Kentucky. Let's see. At least I know where it was from. Wow.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have headed west. Doesn't most of the stuff go from west to east?
You ought to see how big it was, though. It was crazy how big it was. And I don't know what, they're getting ready to put an ammonia plant right about 2 blocks away from me, about 3 blocks away from me. And I'm thinking, hey, I don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea either. Perry,
no, because here we go. Let's see. Here you go. Let's see. I could go right on here and wait a minute here. I don't know where I'm at. Where am I? Who am I? Let's see. Here you go. No. Wait a minute. Go back.
Oh, yeah.
After an apparent explosion at a business in Louisville, Kentucky today. People who live nearby are being told to shelter in place. Neighbors say the business
That looks like a train.
manufactures ingredients for soft drinks, causing
Oh, no,
blast
this
under
is the soft drinks.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't it. I don't know, guys, but it was an ammonia plant. I'm telling you, it was an ammonia plant. That's all I know.
Okay, Captain Connie. We
All
are
right,
going to dim the cabin lights for the evening.
Mm-hmm. We are. And sorry your hind ends feel like they are going totally numb, but feel free to get up and walk out the cabin if you need to stretch your legs.
You're going to take the seatbelt sign off.
And we're going to stay at an altitude 32,000 feet, and we're going to just glide along and see what happens until we get, till tomorrow, huh?
Yeah. We'll see what happens tomorrow if we can land somewhere.
Let's see if it's safe enough to land.
Maybe we should head south
For the winter.
for the warm weather. Like
Mexico.
Belize.
I think Mexico's even getting snow.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't say Mexico.
All right, y'all. We'll see you
Thank you
tomorrow.
guys for your support. Make sure you hit like. We love you. Have a good evening. Stay safe.
Make sure you're subscribed and press that like on your way out the door. Love
And
y'all.
we'll be right back here tomorrow. Good
Bye.
night.